Hi, Tony Kishawi here. I'm responding to a post that was put on at the Theatre Teachers Facebook group by June Ash Moore. Hi, June. I thought I'd make a video in response to your question of how do you get performing arts into a school that's heavily sports orientated. My heart goes out to you. I know the struggle it must be. Now, there are some suggestions there saying, make your plans, don't coincide with other activities, sports activities, because they'll always have priority. I understand that. But I would like to make a suggestion of what I saw at a high school that I was visiting one day. So I was a performing artist. I'm retired now, but I used to go around to schools and do theatre and education. And so I was there one day at this very expensive, exclusive boys' school. Can you imagine how heavily that was involved in sports? And they had this big theatre, like an amphitheatre, and all the tech stuff, and they'd poured money into this. And I think, well, how did this happen? How are they, as this expensive school, exclusive school, spending money on theatre? Well, of course, they use it for other things like award presentation nights and all that kind of stuff. But it had the lights, it had the curtains, it had everything, tiered seating. And I went to go and set up my show on the stage, and the students were already doing something. And they said, "Oh, sorry, sir, you're going to have to wait until after lunch because we're doing this lunchtime thing." And they were doing Theatresports, and they were charging at the door. Now, a dole coin entry it was, and probably the money went to maybe a performing arts budget. I'm not too sure. Maybe the students took the money. I don't know. But taking the money was important. I'll bring that up later. But they were doing Theatresports. The kids were coming in, and they had their lunch in their hands, and they were going to sit in the theatre, and they were going to watch the Theatresports. Now, the younger years were looking up at the years 11 and 12, which were doing the Theatresports, as they were like heroes. They were like sports heroes. They were up there and they were doing all this really clever stuff. They're improvising in front of a larger audience. And they were even making fun of some of their teachers. Not as a general rule, but when I was there, they asked for who are they, what's the situation they're in. And of course, somebody yelled from the audience, their PE teacher. Physical education. And so the student took that on, and he was walking around imitating being the teacher. And of course, to great laughter from all of the school, because everyone knew their own teacher. It was like a community. Everyone knew everybody else. You spend so much time at school. And so therefore the sharing was wonderful. And of course the teacher was there in the room probably with his arms folded right up the back. But he was laughing. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you can't laugh at that situation, then I think that, you should go and find another job. But so what is happening here? I highly encourage you to run some kind of activity like this. Charging them to come in, I think, is important. The reason why is that I had a street theatre group once that was at school, and they were invited to work at a shopping centre. And I said to the shopping centre, yeah, we'll come down with our theatre group, but you've got to pay them. Because I didn't want to be seen as exploiting youth to, do performance promotions for nothing. Even though they only got like $10 each for the whole week. But the performers, the kids, would say to their friends, say, "Oh, I'm working at the shopping center, I can't come." "No, what are you doing that for?" "Oh, I'm getting paid." And that just getting paid was enough to go, "Oh, right, of course, that's what." So I find it very important that if you're going to set up this, regular Theatresports activity and charge people to come in over a lunchtime, I recommend, then this will build the performing arts culture. The younger ones will want to be like the older ones. And as each year goes through, you'll find that the performing arts will start to get more funding, just like this high school did with its large theatre in the high school. Okay, I hope that's useful. And I'm going to also put this on my blog, which I have. It's called theatrepractitioners.online. And I offer tips and tricks for theatre and performing arts teachers. Thank you. Bye-bye.